Hey guys, welcome back to the wood shop, and today we've got another video where we show you easy to build woodworking projects that don't take a lot of material, and best of all, they can make you a lot of money. Now for today's project, these are very simple, so I'm going to show you two projects today, and they're all about gaming, so stay tuned. Before we get too deep in today's projects, let's take a minute and talk about today's sponsor, and that is Crypop. Guys over at Crypop have been around quite a while, and they make all kinds of professional solutions, from storage for your tools to insulated screwdrivers and pliers, all kinds of different things you may need out into the field, electrician, technician, whatever your trade may be. And they've sent me over this backpack just to demo it, and I can tell you this just from quick looks at it, heavy duty gets thrown around a lot, but I can tell you this backpack is quite heavy duty, very well made, and all kinds of storage solutions. Let's take a quick peek into this thing. Now you can see I've already thrown a few things in here. These are not what I would call standard electrician insulated screwdrivers, but they do have insulated handles. We'll go through a quick walkthrough here. You can see this back piece lets down. Lots of storage room, just pockets on top of pockets. And the cool thing about this backpack, it's already set up for you to have a laptop in here in case you're in that field. Got this piece, you can actually add screwdrivers, or I assume you can use this as a little bit of a work surface. You can come in here with wiring. One of the cool features about this one, you can actually add a battery pack, charge your laptop or phones, whatever it may be. It's already got that installed. And as I mentioned, there's just pockets everywhere. Larger pocket in here. Through an old outlet box in here. It actually comes with a laptop cover, just so you're not scarring that thing up. A lock to keep it locked up so nobody's tampering with it. Even comes with a little LED light. Quite bright too. And a lot of storage room in here as well. And what would a backpack be if it weren't comfortable? And as you can see, it fits quite nicely. I personally love the strap that ties the two together. It keeps it good and secure. And a little strap here, which you can move. And I just stuck a little razor knife in there. Good for cutting some wires, that kind of stuff. As you can see, it fits well. Great little heavy duty backpack right here. If you're interested in this awesome little backpack or any of their other products, I'll leave a link down in the description. Big thanks to the guys over at Crypop. Now with that being said, let's get back to the project. So for the first project we're going to do today, we're going to do a wall mounted headphone rack. Basically get this up out of the way. Clutter just kind of tends to hit everybody. And so instead of just laying these down on your desk or your coffee table, whatever, we're going to get these up on the wall and out of the way. Now, of course, you could make this out of any cheap material if you're looking to sell this. Now, these particular ones are going to be mine. I'm going to make these for myself. So I'm going to pick a little bit nicer material. You don't have to do that. And I've showed you a million times about how to plane these down and cut them down. So I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of that. We'll go through that real quick. And like I said, this don't take a lot of materials. So let's get to working on it. Now you can make this as long or short as you want. You can run it vertical or sideways. Personally, I like these when they're vertical. And so that's going to leave the headphones basically like this. Now I do have one at home I've made where you can hang two up. I think today we're just going to do one, but you can do that as well. One thing I'm going to do, it's got kind of a bad spot in this wood up here. So we're going to cut that off. And I think that'll leave us plenty of meat on the bone to have a nice looking stand here. And so I've got 1 1/8 inch dowel. So now I'm going to decide where we want to put the hole at for this dowel. And of course we'll get it centered too, but I'm thinking about right there, kind of even top to bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to lay that down and get our bottom and top kind of measured out, and then we'll center it. You can see where we run our bit through. We've got our little countersink bent here. As you can see, that flushes that down there quite nice. Be good for a screw to set flat, and that way it's not holding you out from holding this on the wall. Or you could even, if you don't want it on the wall, you could always, mount a little piece on the back to where it sits here, and hold your headphones that way too. So you don't, if you're in an apartment, you don't want to attach anything to your walls. That's a good option for that too. Now you don't have to do this part either. It's just more or less for the looks. But basically I took this little square here and I just set this at a certain height. Basically I'm going to get it to where when I touch it just to the edge, we're going to mark that. Basically I'm just going to cut the corners off, give it some little visual interest. So I've got this pretty well sanded up, put together for the most part. Now today is a cold day, so wood glue does not do very good in the cold, as I've mentioned before. Either way, under normal circumstances, I'd put a little dab of glue here, but we're just going to use some pin nails, and I think we'll be fine. So as you can see, I've got that recessed. We'll pop that on there and turn the grain to where we think it looks good. And just shoot a few pin nails in. Basically, you'll never see those. It's not going anywhere. Now for a finish, I think we're going to do something pretty simple. We're just going to use a simple, I got a homemade beeswax and mineral oil here. Easy to apply. Just put it on here. And that'll make that grain pop and really look good. And these would be also great if you had a little laser engraver. You could put little designs on here, that sort of thing. Make it custom. But for this one, we're just going to kind of stick with the basics. That way you kind of adapt this to make it your own. This piece of wood's got some spalting in it, as you can see. Some people don't like that. I think it adds a lot of character. Now I'm just going to put this on the front edge, not the back. That way we're not getting any kind of residue on our walls when we attach this. Once you do that, you want to come back with a dry paper towel, take off any residue. Get that all cleaned up. Now one other thing I'm going to add to it, show you in just a moment, but you can see how it's going to work. And of course, wireless headphones, this is not going to matter, but you can see this one is wired and that cord is naturally going to dangle. So my solution to that is, I don't do a tight wrap because I don't want to damage any wires. We'll do it like that. Then I generally drill one little hole here, and then you can actually plug the end of that wire in there. It keeps it up out of the way. So guys, that's it for the first project. We got this thing sitting in here. I think it looks good. We'll put the wire on like I mentioned. And with the little hole we drilled here, that stores there. Nice little project, easy to sell, makes great gifts, something for yourself, whatever it may be. Now, let's go on to the second project. So for the next project we've got, if you're a gamer, most likely you're using controllers, and they stack up too. You know, you get a few here and there. And a good way to keep these, instead of just laying them everywhere, is a little organizer or a stand. So basically, you want to have these sitting about like this. And I've got two contrasting woods here. I think, like I said, it'll give it some visual interest, a darker and a lighter color. Now on this bottom piece, it was just a test piece. I've got some double-sided tape here. One side's still got the protector on it. So what I'm going to do is just take the second piece. This is going to be the sides. And we're going to lift this little white piece off of here. Or you could just do these one at a time, but this will save a little time for you. And you can use the super glue trick too. I don't generally do that, but you know, it works good. Whatever works for you. And as you can see, it's kind of a rough sketch, and we'll shape this as we go along, but a rough estimate on where we need to cut. We'll stick this down. I'll probably mark it out, maybe some carbon paper, and do it that way if I can't find any spray glue. But we'll put this on here and cut it out. So I've got the basics of the controller holder set up here, and you can see they're sitting pretty nice here. But I do want to make it a little stronger. So just for an accent piece, we're going to take a piece of walnut, put a piece here on the front and on the back, and we'll attach these with screws. Probably put a dowel in there just to make it look a little nicer. But that's the main part of it. Let's get this walnut piece cut, get it attached, and we'll be done with this project. So everything is cut. It's looking pretty good. Like I said, this is very simple, nothing too fancy. But we've got both ends of the stand here cut. Like I said, I've got these in walnut. And for temporary, we're going to put the pin nails in there, and then I'll add screws and some dowels. As I said, I don't have any glue up here today. It was too cold. But anyway, let's put this thing together. So guys, tell me what you thought about these projects here. They're fun to do, easy to build, not a lot of materials, and you can make money, like I said, most importantly. But these are great to make them for yourself or for gifts. But either way, let me know what your thoughts are on these in the comments below. I appreciate the guys over at Crap-Up. Once again, if you're interested in this backpack or any of their other product, I'll leave it in the description below. Either way, I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Like, share, subscribe if you would, and we'll see you on the next video.